Mchunu, Winde praised SAPS for foiling planned CIT in Khayelitsha. Police Minister Senzo Mchunu has welcomed the efforts of multi-disciplinary police team to foil a cash-in-transit heist by would-be robbers in Khayelitsha. 8 suspects were shot dead when they opened fire on the police after being approached on Monday. The police found 7 AK-47 rifles, 2 R5 rifles, 1 R4 rifle, 1 dashprod rifle, 2 9mm pistols, 3 improvised explosive charges, and numerous magazines containing rounds of ammunition. Speaking at the ANC lekgotla on Tuesday, Mchunu said, "We welcome what police did in Khayelitsha." He said the police had received intelligence information about what would have been an attack of a business or cash-in-transit heist by the suspects. Mchunu applauded the multidisciplinary team for intercepting the suspects before they could commit a crime. That is the duty of the police, to intercept crime and to bring crime down, he said. Mchunu also welcomed the seizure of the cache of arms and ammunition, saying, "These are high-caliber weapons. We welcome that those were seized, including pistols." The Western Cape government also welcomed the swift action by SAPS members. Premier Winde said he was grateful no police officer and innocent members of the public were harmed. This is proof that when coordinated, intelligence and evidence-based policing are implemented, violent crime can be prevented and we can make inroads in our efforts to fight crime. However, I am deeply concerned about the caliber of weaponry the suspects were allegedly armed with. I shudder to think of the bloodshed that would have been caused had they been used in our communities, Winde said. He urged the SAPS to prioritize its investigation to determine exactly where the weapons originated. We must work closer together and do everything possible to take all illegal weapons off our streets to make our communities safer. Police Oversight and Community Safety MEC Rock Maris said the arms and ammunition confiscated will no longer be used to terrorize our people. I trust that the suspects who were taken into custody will be able to provide further information which will assist detectives in their probe. Parliamentary Police Portfolio Committee Ian Cameron also applauded the speedy intervention by the multidisciplinary team. The operation is testament to the importance of intelligence-led policing and highlights the importance of interventions aimed at preventing crime from happening. Also, the centrality of collaboration between various units with the SAPS and the private security industry in turning the tide against crime was highlighted. Cameroon added that the incident highlighted the worrying prevalence of illegal firearms used for nefarious activities in South Africa. It is concerning that the police confiscated high-caliber firearms, including 7 AK-47 rifles, 2 R5 rifles, 1 R4 rifle, and 1 dashprod rifle. The availability of these illegal firearms is a matter of concern, and the lack of effective efforts to rid our society of them will undermine crime-fighting efforts. Cameron noted that the small wins by the police following a similar incident in McClearton in the Eastern Cape last week were essential in building momentum towards eliminating the scourge of cash-in-transit heists in the country. In the meantime, leadership and economic challenges confront the ANC, says Ntuli. African National Congress ANC Chief Whip Ndumiseni Ntuli claims that one of the reasons the party lost its majority status in the 2024 general elections was because South Africa was unable to integrate the vast majority of its population into the economy. In an interview on Newsroom Africa, Ntuli emphasized the difficulties the party had been navigating. Ntuli said, "The condition we find ourselves in today were not of our own making. We had various protected engagements with political parties, including the Economic Freedom Fighter EFF and Umkhonto weSizwe Party MKP, but failed to reach consensus of key issues." Ntuli said both the EFF and MKP proposed exclusive coalitions with the ANC, insisting that the party disregard other potential partners. However, there were significant objections. The MKP, for instance, rejected the idea of President Cyril Ramaphosa as a candidate in any grand coalition, Ntuli said. Furthermore, Ntuli recounted that the EFF and the Democratic Alliance DA were candid in their assessment, suggesting the ANC was a dying party and implying that their future would be limited. Ntuli said the three fundamental issues they grappled within the National Executive Committee NEC and the lekgotla was the decline in membership and leadership quality, economic failures, and the state of governance. There is something radically wrong with the state of the ANC, both in terms of quality and membership and leadership. Secondly, Ntuli said the ANC has struggled with effective strategic leadership, particularly in local and provincial governments, which has resulted also in the failure of the economy to absorb as many South Africans as possible, particularly the youth, which has led to a negative performance of the ANC. In addition, Ntuli said the effectiveness of local governments in providing basic services has come under scrutiny. He said this was increasingly seen as a critical issue in the contestation of the 2024 general elections. Moreover, Ntuli also highlighted a troubling trend from both internal and external research that was done. Our own research and external research was a very disturbing pattern where the levels of confidence of population towards the ANC-led national and provincial government was almost converging with the same level of confidence that the population has on local government. This was happening for the first time. We have never had to deal with that situation, Ntuli said. Ntuli said historically higher confidence in the national and provincial governments has bolstered the party's success in the local and provincial elections. What has made it possible and historically for the party to use its influence in the leadership role in the provincial and local government elections and succeed was the perception in the view of the people the spheres above local government was much higher rated, much more positive and more confidence. We didn't enjoy this in these elections from where we come from, he said. Furthermore, Ramaphosa urges ANC members to serve the people, says posting lavish lifestyles won't help them regain power. President Cyril Ramaphosa has urged ANC members, especially those in government, to avoid showcasing their lavish lifestyles as it may create the impression that they are superior to the people they serve. Ramaphosa reminded them that they were communicators of what the ANC stands for and cannot be making headlines for the wrong reasons. He was emphasizing the points that if the ANC wanted to rule again and renew itself, members must behave and serve the people like they are mandated to. The renewal of the ANC must be reflected in our everyday behavior, on how we conduct ourselves in public platforms and what we post on social media. let us be known for excellence and competence. Every NEC member, every public representative, every deployee, and every cadre must consider themselves as communicators. They need to be suitably skilled and capacitated, need to understand the positions and messages of the ANC, and need to exercise discipline and responsibility, he said. This follows public criticism of ANC members for prioritizing personal enrichment over addressing the needs of the people they are meant to serve. Ramaphosa was delivering the closing remarks on the last day of the ANC-NEC lekgotla, taking place at the Birchwood Hotel in Boksburg, Ekurhuleni on Tuesday. The three-day lekgotla focused on social issues facing the country. In his speech, President Ramaphosa advocated for a study to review the mechanisms for determining prices of basic needs, aiming to address the high cost of living. We have said that among the steps we must take to address the rising cost of living, we must conduct a study and review the mechanisms of determining various administered prices, such as fuel and electricity, and look to expand the list of basic goods that are VAT exempt. With so many people living far from economic opportunities and services, transport costs take up a large part of people's income and drive up the cost of living, he said. Ramaphosa encouraged his members to do better in Government of National Unity (GNU). And that's it from Egypt's Network. Stay tuned to our celebrity and gossip news.